Middle East, 1980. An incredible, possibly world-changing journey of discovery is unfolding. A tale of a quest for something which many claim mere fiction, whilst others completely convinced of its existence. Although many an aspiring explorer believe that if they were to make such a discovery, they too could evade the locals, the enormous boulders, the poison darts, and so on, escaping back to their homeland with a booty full of treasure. The reality, however, far from the Hollywood theater, for as soon as one were to accomplish such a find, the powers that be lay in wait, patiently anticipating your hard efforts paying off, just to sweep in and snatch it from you. For as mentioned, although many upon this world would write off these mystical artifacts, such as that of the Holy Grail, a mere myth, simply a legend, told of as the cup used by Christ, a figure also claimed by many as fictional, not only during his Last Supper, but to catch blood from his being whilst carefully lifted down from upon the cross. A cup claimed to hold within it unexplainable and many feel impossible power. The elixir of youth, immortality. One has to wonder, if the tale's mere fantasy, why government institutions and agencies of the highest order would not only believe adamantly in these relics' existences, but to have even retrieved many of them in complete secrecy. Rumors abound of these strange artifacts not only being real, but also possessing unexplainable, intense, godly forces, corroborating the claims that these mysterious powers indeed bestowed upon them. Although many focus upon searches undertaken by those who were within the Third Reich, far fewer are aware of these same explorations and possible theft of these incredible ancient items within the modern era, which, just like that of the Rockets program, mainly thanks to Operation Paperclip, the search for holy relics, which they also undertook, claiming them as having been renamed, stolen, and reused by more recent religions, also seemingly didn't skip a beat. Conducted by none other than the CIA and codenamed Project Sunstreak, the program, which ran through the late 80s into the early 90s, primarily focused on exploring and utilizing, quote, psychoenergetics for intelligence collection. During a session on December 5th, 1988, an individual only known as Remote Viewer 32 would experience visions of an incredibly special, incredibly powerful, and quite possibly even an incredibly dangerous artifact. The psychic described a location in the Middle East that they claimed housed the object and said it was being protected by entities. Quote, "The target is fashioned of wood, gold, and silver, and it is decorated with 6-winged angels. Found by the remote viewer in a place known as Axum, a place I have indeed covered in the past, mostly due to the toppled obelisk, which once stood at over 1,000 tons in weight, proof of lost knowledge and civilization. I also noted the sheer abundance of false doors, each perfectly cut, perfectly decorated. With the incorporation of these doors so numerous, one begins to wonder if these relics once used to open portals, perhaps to the stars, perhaps to another dimension. One must ask if there no such thing as an ether, no such thing as unexplainable powers such as telepathy, possibilities that, if one ponders aloud, often attracts mockery or dismissal. Why would a government agency, such as the CIA no less, invest so much time, effort, and resources into such exercises? Why would they believe them? Why would they search indeed, if God not real? Why would they set off on a quest to find the Ark of the Covenant, if the legends, or indeed the idea and connection these objects have to God, just a fairy tale? According to religious texts, God himself instructed Moses to build the Ark, what materials to use, scale, everything all told to him step by step. The relic would then periodically show up, seen in many places, but most specifically during battles, somehow using the Ark as a weapon of mass destruction, with the famous tale of the falling walls of Jericho claimed as the result of the object. In 587 BC, Jerusalem would become captured by the Babylonians, burning all in their wake. This would be the moment the Ark of the Covenant would vanish from the holy site. What are these so-called entities? Why do the legends tell of anybody of human origin bestowed with the responsibility of protecting the Ark, not only said to stay within the chamber until their deaths, but their lives significantly shortened by the object's forces? Why are, quote, entities involved in the protection of this religious relic? Is the artifact in the hands of demonic forces? Perhaps they are tirelessly attempting to figure out how to utilize its powers for another purpose. What is the CIA hiding? Do they now possess the Ark of the Covenant? What are they intending to do with it? And perhaps most intriguingly of all, what are these, quote, entities guarding the Ark? With the final possibility I would posit that these concerted efforts to conceal not only the object's existence, but God himself. For why else would one deny their existence? This alone, I feel, makes the Ark of the Covenant, its location, and the entities that are guarding this place highly compelling. Whilst perusing the internet in my ritual search for remnants of a now lost, yet once highly sophisticated global civilization, I stumbled upon one such a fascinating enigma, one which I thought you may too find compelling. Found hidden in a location deep within Sri Lanka, a strange circular and quite possibly artificially constructed outcrop can be found. Peculiar rings of vegetation grow within its center, creating the appearance of the many possible ancient trees we recently covered on the channel. However, when one begins to dig deeper into what this strange formation could be, they are confronted with the most peculiar of tales. Located some 27 kilometers from Mahaoya, along the Manampatiya Road, in a place known as Kandagama, with this mysterious object becoming known as Alien Mountain, or intriguingly, the Stargate of King Ravana. Previous independent investigations of the site have also made strange connections with this place, and another peculiar prehistoric artifact we have indeed explored here upon our channel in the past. Found very nearby, thus indeed possibly connected, this faded, seemingly insignificant symbol is called the Sakwala Chakraya, the Stargate of Ranmasu Uyana, an ancient upart of possible significant importance. Situated in a little place known as Anuradhapura, over the years it has been revealed to be that of a cosmographical chart, or more specifically, some form of Stargate key. Countless individuals from a wide array of fields have come and studied the symbol, with nearly all concluding the same, that it once or possibly still some form of key. A key which points to a specific star system far out within the Milky Way. With Alien Mountain itself having many a tale told about it within the local communities involving ancient alien craft, and even the infamous ancient Vimanas of India, long told of within these legends to have once been an ancient landing pad, particularly for the Dandumonara, or the Pushpaka Vimanas said to have once been owned and flew by King Ravana, and that although geologists continue to proclaim it purely a natural formation, these legends indeed disagree, believing that Alien Mountain itself, a completely artificial ancient anomaly, one once built and used by some form of ancient flying craft, and due to the aforementioned star key, which has indeed been found nearby, has also been said to have been the location of an ancient portal. It is clearly a peculiar sight, and one whose appearance did indeed catch my attention with my own suspicion of it having been an ancient man-made structure. Was its flat plateau, as the legends state, once built to allow the operation and launching of ancient flying machines? I will keep you all posted on any further discoveries in, on, or around Alien Mountain. It is a place which I find highly compelling. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to support my controversial research here upon YouTube. Thank you.
Throughout the last few years, the speculation regarding an engraving, now commonly known as the Stargate of Ranmasu Uyana, has been circling within certain fields. Known locally as Bawa Chakraya or the Sakwala Chakraya, it is hidden upon a boulder at the Royal Goldfish Park, sandwiched between Tisawiwa and the Isuramanaya rock temples at the World Heritage Site of Anuradhapura, Sri Lanka. It is not only a unique artifact, but as mentioned, a symbol believed by many to be a key to a portal. Sakwala Chakraya, which translates to universe cycle in Sinhalese, is a large circle comprised of 7 concentric rings. Lines are drawn vertically and horizontally, cutting the chakra into quadrants. Parallel lines divide the circle vertically into 10 strips, varying in width from 3 inches to 9 inches thick. Many have interpreted the patterns as figures resembling umbrellas, bows and arrows, kites, wavy lines, and cylindrical shapes, with the outer ring depicting marine animals such as fish, turtles, and seahorses. Quote, "When compared to the other carvings from the same period, they nearly always depict vines, swans, and the lotus, all of which typical of Buddhist iconography. The chart itself, however, is without religious context, making it an anomaly and leaving it without any obvious explanation as to why it should exist or indeed its real age," said Professor Raj Somadeva, Senior Professor of Archaeology at the University of Kelaniya, Sri Lanka. The first academic notation of the chart's archaeological importance was by H.C.P. Bell, a British civil servant appointed as the first Commissioner of Archaeology for ancient Sri Lanka or Ceylon. Bell made a description of the chart in 1911, where he concluded that, quote, "This ancient map of the world is perhaps the oldest in existence, and is of quite extraordinary interest, its presence testament to the antiquity's astronomical lore." End quote. Although the chart does not resemble modern maps, Bell wrote that it depicts, quote, "an old-time cosmographical chart illustrating in simplicity the notions of the universe." End quote. According to the BBC World, quote, "Eagle-eyed tourists have remarked on parallels between the chart and Anura Dapura and similar sites in other countries that are believed by some to be stargates, ancient gateways through which humans could enter the universe. Their theory goes that the chart holds the secret code for unlocking the portal." End quote. We find the Sri Lankan Stargate highly compelling.
We've covered many ancient, perplexing, unexplained sites which can be found all over the world. Astonishing achievements located far within Earth's history, many still baffling those who study them even to this day. Possible ancient kings with unimaginable wealth and power, using as yet unknown technologies to create ancient sanctuaries, capable of sustaining their once flourishing civilization. Perched upon precarious ledges, even upon the tops of mountains, it is not only the construction techniques which evade modern explanation, but on many occasions, how these ancient people built such structures at such hostile locations is equally challenging to the brain. Located within the northern Metale district near the town of Dambullane in Sri Lanka is a stone monolithic settlement perched high above the jungle, its stone ruins and ancient sculptures displaying the weathering of countless millennia. An ancient rock fort which is undoubtedly a testament to these ancient people's miraculous capabilities. Known as Sigiriya, or the Lion's Rock, it is an astonishing structure built atop an enormous rock formation, towering some 200 meters into the sky. According to academia, Lion's Rock was constructed within the last 2,000 years. However, future, yet little discussed archaeological exploration realized many remains and artifacts which date back far before this initial hasty dating, strongly suggesting an original origin far earlier in history. About halfway up the side of the rock is also the astonishing gateway in the form of enormous lion's feet. Above these would have been everything a small royal entourage would have needed to live a life in luxury and virtual safety. The question is, who were the first inhabitants of this gigantic rock fort? Who or what were they hiding from so far up in the sky? And most importantly, how did they build it? Interestingly, many sites around the world display extremely ancient and extremely amazing stoneworking. Some of these remnants appearing to have been formed through some sort of melting, rather than having been carved. And Lion's Rock indeed possesses some of this same astonishing traces. An astonishing fort, one which still displays the enigmatic ledge gardens also still visible within ancient Peru, and even a constructed man-made lake atop the rock. The site is rarely visited by the 1.8 million tourists to Sri Lanka, or even the native population. However, as the evidence mounts to suggest the existence of this highly advanced group of builders, such sites are becoming more and more of interest every day. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time,